Holy hell, we're live! Hey everyone, welcome to Retired Scoundrels. I am Dean the Genetic Marvel. With me today, subbing in for Michael Copenhaver, is Mr. Matt Duffy over here. How are you, Matt Duffy?
I'm sleeping.
And then, of course, is Mr. Marco Torres here, who I told couldn't say certain things, so he literally has spent the last 30 seconds finding stuff so he can put it up to put it in my face. Last week, lots of things have happened in the past week, but last week, so everyone is aware, we had our... do we already have a comment? We already have a comment there. Good afternoon, good sirs. Well, hello, Walkie Talkies.
What up?
Always a pleasure to have you here.
I can do nothing that is talked about in this broadcast.
Well, so last week we did say some heinous things. So not factually inaccurate. However, we gave no proof or verification with regards to that. Serge, what's happening? So it was taken down by YouTube. So this is our second try of saying things that, while heinous, we have evidence for. So we're going to give it another try. It's been one hell of a week. That's for sure. It's been one hell of a week. God damn it, Marco.
Told you, motherfucker, it's real.
He already sent me something, you son of a bitch. All right, give me a second here. Let me pull it up. So, one of the things that we were talking about specifically was we want to touch on food. Last week we were talking about just how I don't know about heinous, but I would say that it's a crazy kind of situation a lot of us are in. When it comes to food, right? Have you guys worked in food industry? I know I have. Marco, Matt?
I've waited tables.
I hate everything about food. It's just I'm anti-food. No, of course. I consume food. I love food. I've worked on an assembly line for sensors for plants that make food. So yeah, indirectly.
I feel like that's what was it? Shirley, who are the two?
Don't call me Shirley.
No,
I know the two chicks
where they're in the lineup for the food and the...
Lucille Ball. Are you talking about?
No, not Lucille Ball, the newer one.
Remember with Lenny and Twiggy?
What?
That's
Lenny
gonna fuck.
Twiggy. Laverne and Shirley.
Yes.
There we go. That's it. Laverne and Shirley.
We got
We're gonna
things
do
to do.
it. Yeah.
We're gonna make our dreams come true.
God,
Doing it our way.
all of us are horrible singers, everyone. All of us are horrible singers, just so you know, and FYI to everyone. So, with regards to everything, we were talking about food, just how heinous it is. One of the articles that got sent in was specifically in February 2006. France adopted a law on fighting food waste that meant supermarkets were forbidden to destroy unsold food products and were compelled to donate first. We've all heard people say, oh, you can't take food out of a garbage because then the company is liable, which we know it's come to my attention that is predominantly false in most states.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of not manufacturers, but like retailers will throw out stuff that is past its due date, or bread that's gone bad and stuff like that.
Yeah, I lived in a rich neighborhood before. I mean, not so much now, but previously in my life when I had money, I lived in a rich neighborhood, and there was a thing called Loblaws. I don't know what the equivalent would be in the States, but it's a more higher end. What's that?
Publix.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Publix. So it's like a little. It's better than like a Walmart or something like that. And so they had their garbage bin in the back, but they had a special garbage bin for like produce and bread. And I would see very well-dressed people go there and pick out loaves of bread that had been thrown out because they didn't sell before the expiry date, and totally fine. And I'm like, that's how they keep their money.
Look, I knew people who did that, but they went around to like neighborhood animals that needed food or whatever, and they take like the loaves of bread and shit like that to the animals.
Well, you're American. You're smarter. Us Canadians are thrifty and selfish.
Yeah, we're just cheap and trying to survive the winter.
We have a small population and very harsh winter.
That's urban bushcraft right there. I keep up on the videos too, fucker.
I feel like that is a new wave of urban bushcraft. is garbage dumpster diving. That's fantastic.
That's the new hippie. That's the new hippie green.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
I was a waiter at a tiny restaurant beside the Joker nightclub down in John Richmond. I've hung out there. This was also too when health regulations were suggestions. I remember, number one, I remember partying at the Joker a few times when I was in my youth. Duffy, did you ever go to the Joker?
See, the name sounds so familiar, but anytime if I was in that area, John and Richmond, I was
not in my right mind.
Yeah, it was just not. It was not a good night.
So, Marco, so
it was a really good night. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, for somebody, John and Richmond is essentially in like middle of the entertainment district for here. It's just off of where like there are theaters and like orchestras and stuff like that, but that's where it starts to get really dicey. That's the first place that they started to have cameras in the streets, just CCTV watching everybody because
Bruce Wayne's parents got killed.
Yeah, it's just
not quite like adjacent. Like this is where the party happens.
Alley?
Yeah, the next alley over is where people get murdered. I've walked through those alleys. I saw people and I was like, "What's up?" They're like, "Nothing at all."
Yeah,
like, that's right. I'm thinking scary.
The people that's gonna be robbing them.
Oh well, that's true. Duffy was probably at Much Music Electric Chicks. Definitely. Sorry, Marco. That's a little bit of Toronto history.
That's insider info. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking foreigners.
I know, eh? God. But yeah, so with regards to food, like I know that I've had a few friends who have been told me to be weary about eating dairy in the United States just because of their different regulations. But now there's a lot of dairy coming up from the US coming into Canada because there are different standards. There's a whole big thing with regards to that. But food waste is definitely a huge issue, I think, worldwide. But with regards to it, it's crazy, right?
I've seen a couple videos, man. Just the food waste in Vegas alone is phenomenal. I mean, because you figure they have all them buffets going, and you know that place is running 24 hours a day, and you can't keep the food got to stay fresh. So I mean, the amount of food that they throw away could feed a third world country.
Yeah. And that's one of the weird things where the creation or manifestation of food culture, from whether it be from cooking shows or cooking competition being televised, versus even the new trend of the Muk Bang, where people will literally just stuff their bodies with food.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Can we speak on that real quick? I watched a couple of the videos, and that just looks like my family at dinner. That's a typical Puerto Rican family. What are you talking about? Like, I'm like, we kept putting these videos on. Like, what am I watching? It's just like my little brother eating a piece of chicken.
Number one, that boy's destined for great things. Number one, but the whole thing is that in a so I saw this, like, we grew up in a machine shop, right? So we came home, dude, we were starving and ready to devour anything. So like there was my siblings, myself, and so it was 7. My one brother was also married, so it's 8 people. We would sit down to eat, and it was a tornado because we were all starving, right? But that's apparently not normal, Marco. That's apparently not how normal people eat.
Oh, that's blue collar fucking working families eat like that.
Well, the backbone of America. It's the backbone of America. That's how they eat.
Dude, you watch my family tear apart some fish. It's disgusting. I'm talking about, them cartoons where they stick the fish in their mouth and they pull out the bones? Yeah, I've seen Italian ladies with no teeth do that.
Well, they're the ones that get the eyes out too. So it's all bone. They go right in there.
My grandpa fucking traumatized me with an eyeball and the end of a fork, dude.
Yeah, that seems accurate. Let's be honest. Everyone who's been to a foreign country or has people from outside of America will know that, sometimes you get an eye and a fork, like, try it, it's good for you. And you're like,
I'm okay.
You're okay.
It's not okay. You know?
To this day, I will not eat a fish. I don't give a fuck if it's a fish stick. I will not eat.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of fish in general, but so there's actually Marco, what you would might find entertaining, there are some mukbang channels where the people, it's just like it's not just that they eat like pigs, but the amount is just grotesque.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't seen anything that's abnormal. No lie. I've watched quite a few of the videos. I've not seen an abnormal video yet.
oh my God, somebody just sent me a picture of the mouths being of these people who are very popular with it, and it's just so bad because they're just the mouth, like they're so hyperextended where you're just like, what is happening to their face? Like,
Those are the ones that give good blowjobs, man.
I think they would swallow your nuts too. Like, look at
that.
What that is doing, man? Like,
oh my God, can you imagine just dipping them right in the sauce? Just dipping them in. Just squatting right over and dipping right in the sauce.
They would be into it. Let's be honest. Like, that's some weird shit. But yeah. So honestly, I always found it weird when I saw somebody in one of those cooking competition shows that had a neck tattoo of a slice of cake, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, that was where I was like, you know what, maybe this isn't a good life choice. This isn't not
I've seen them with the spatulas, the cake, piece of the pie with the little piece cut out of it.
Yeah, so a pie with a piece cut out of it, I'm like, I get that, that's fine, but a slice of cake, just a slice of cake, I find like peak insane. Like, getting, like, people will get like a chef's knife or a pasture. You're going, okay, you're a chef. You're getting chefy stuff, you know. But a slice of cake.
Who think you like cake?
Who doesn't like cake? Why are you gonna get a tattoo of it? Doesn't make sense.
Hey, some people who doesn't like titties, but some people get titties tattooed on them.
Also fair.
Yeah, also it's one bad decision that they made in the wrong state of mind to get that one piece of cake, tattooed on the neck. I mean, how many bad decisions does Marco make on a daily basis that we don't?
Yes.
So you're judging.
I am covered with bad decisions.
And then, look, and we don't know about these things that happen all the time. You're judging someone that has a visible mistake. Marco is a visible mistake. I mean,
I think we can all take a page off physical mistakes.
Right. So let's not judge on tattoos. Let's
not break the puppy's neck.
Oh, God.
The dog's head is bouncing up and down like, fuck are you doing, Dad?
All right. Calm down, you two.
Eat you alive, Marco.
So, next thing we want to talk about was specifically around this one. So, Pelosi denied Holy Communion by San Francisco Archbishop for pushing abortion rights. This is going to be a fun one. So let's start with factual information here. So, in an announcement that he also tweeted out, Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone notified Pelosi that her staunch support of abortion and her refusal to personally explain her position to him forced his hand after numerous attempts to speak with Speaker Pelosi to help her understand the grave evil she is perpetrating in the scandal she is causing and the danger to her own soul she is risking. I have determined that she is not to be admitted to Holy Communion, which okay. I think is a very ballsy move when realistically she's at death's door. Like, she looks like she's had a good run. It's one sneeze and she's, her bones just burst out of her skin.
Yeah.
She might have just squeaked into heaven before this.
Yeah, put a cape on her. She looks like the Emperor. I got it. Yeah, she ain't doing good.
Oh, she does look like the Emperor too, a little bit.
Yeah,
she's got those bags under her eyes.
Yeah, I know.
But
you know what? She put in
she farts grain alcohol, man.
Yeah. Well, she's a heavy drinker. You can hear it sometimes when she talks. But you know what? She's put in her service. She's put in her time. Just give her some goddamn holy water. Like, seriously.
No, she gave up her rights to the holy water. That was her last thing.
Just give her some. You know what? There's been other people. The people that are blessing it, first of all, have done things that no one can talk about. Otherwise, the Catholic Church will fold completely. So just let it happen.
Listen, interestingly enough, okay, so I Googled with regards to what it means being refused communion. Okay, so these are the best part about this is, and I'm going to leave the little secret to the end because we're running out of time, and I just want to make sure you guys hear this. Is there are specifically 3 mandates with regards to canon in the Catholic Church that everyone is supposed to be allowed to get communion. Okay, however, the rule says, which I believe is canon rule number 915 or 915 and 916, which says if you are a perpetrator of gross sin, you should not be allowed to have communion because you have to atone for it. You have to go to confession before you come. Okay. The best part about it is this article specifically talking about this because it's called the Eucharist. I had banners too. Yeah, no Eucharist for you. I forgot to put it up. But anyways, this article is actually from October 30th, 2019, because Biden was also refused the Eucharist back then for the specific same reasons. So the question has been raised as to whether the denial of Holy Communion to some Catholics in political life is necessary because of their public support for abortion on demand, given the wide range of circumstances involved in arriving at a prudential judgment on the matter of the seriousness. I'm seriously living on a high of Marco going, because he knew exactly why I saved this article. So this is not the first time that the Catholic Church has done this. They are taking a stand, which, hey, is their right? Free speech.
Sure. But who cares?
Right.
Give them all. Give them the wine. Give them the body. Give them the water. Give them all the things. Who cares?
Give them all the things.
Just give it to them. If someone walks in the door and says, "Hey, man, I want the things," be like, "Here's the body. Here's the wine. You know what? We're gonna splash you with some water. Just take it and go. Take it and go."
Finish it up, Dino.
Listen, all I'm saying is this: is that if they've been denied before and now they're denied again, maybe. I'm just saying that this argument should go on a little further, and people should have a little debate on it, have a little discussion on it, because these rules are look. We already heard, and there's a clip going around that Marco has already shared with us multiple times about Whoopi Goldberg saying that the bishop shouldn't have a say in it's not his job. So I'm going to pull this up. The hierarchy of the Roman Catholic Church. We have the Pope, then the cardinals, then the archbishops, then the bishops. The bishops are the people who have been saying, "Hey, no communion for you." And then
this is the archbishop. That's archbishop. That's higher up, dude.
Oh,
the archbishop
right,
told her no.
Well, the archbishop was for this. Hold on, was it the archbishop?
For this one,
Archbishop Salvatore Corleone. So he is specifically saying he's in charge of a lot of people, and he's like, that one, straight to hell. That's where you're going. Anyways, and just before we finish, Mr. Michael Copenhaver, how are you, sir? You look so youthful with hair. What is that?
Dude, let me just talk to you a minute about how badly I hate working on goddamn cars. They're so goddamn over-engineered. You can't get your regular-sized people arms in there. They build these $300-400 special tools to do shit. It took me like 3 goddamn hours to change an alternator and put a fucking serpentine belt on.
What kind of car?
I was in Aldi's parking lot for one thing, so that sucked also. True. This Yahoo sees I'm having an issue or whatever. He comes over to help me out. So he's grabbing the tensioner from up top.
Yeah.
And of course, this dickhead lets it slip. And it comes rocketing at my face like a fucking meteor coming through the atmosphere. I mean, it was flying like the speed of goddamn light. And naturally, what do? You try to dodge it and smash your fucking skull on the goddamn parking lot. Not once, but twice. I think I might be a little concussed.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of car?
Yeah, what kind of car?
2018 Ford Exploder.
Oh, dude,
you should have so much room to do stuff on that.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous that it would be engineered tight.
Listen to me. You could not get under that thing.
No.
I barely fit.
Yeah.
And you can't do the whole thing from the top. You have to get up underneath the son of a bitch.
Yeah, you're going to have to, especially for that kind of... Listen, the point is, okay, we're almost out of time. Thank you very much for coming, Michael Copenhaver. Sorry you had such an issue. But life lesson, number 1, holding a flashlight and helping somebody. If you can't hold something, say, hey, I'm losing my grip, so people don't bash their heads into things. This has been Retired Scoundrels. We're just passing on knowledge. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to hit us up in the comments. But this is gone live, and hopefully it doesn't get taken down this time. 50-50, eh, Marco?
We didn't talk about the Soylent Green, so we're all right.
Yeah, we should be good. Also, too, Matt Duffy, you have a show coming up in the next few days that I'm on.
Yeah,
Matt Duffy original.
Yep, on Saturday at 123 Danforth at Manny's Bistro. It's going to be the first ever of Killing with Kindness, a reverse roast battle tournament show where comics try to out-compliment one another to have one comic at the end of the night be awarded the nicest comic of Toronto. So we'll see how that goes.
It'll be interesting. Michael, do you have anything to plug going on this week?
June 18th at the Woodyards.
Nothing. Your brain is out of it because you apparently got mashed your head into the parking lot twice. Oh, man. Check out Michael Copenhaver's Facebook page or michaelcopenhavercomedian.com, and he'll have anything that he's doing on there. But thank you very much, everyone, for coming out and watching. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe to our channels, and we will see you in a week. If this stays online, who knows? Bye, everyone.